Alright, so in this video I want to talk about some nootropics and also just some supplements that I take on pretty much on a daily basis, and as you can see here there's quite a few of them. So I want to just go through them one by one and show you exactly why I take each one, and which ones I would consider essential and which ones I would say it's just a kind of bonus. It's something nice to have. So firstly, let's just go through them one by one. So firstly we have milk thistle. This is not actually that essential. It's not that important, but milk thistle is a really good detoxing supplement. It's good to detox the liver, and if you feel like you need to have a detox, this is a good thing to add in to have, you know, while you're in the process of detoxing. It has a load of benefits, and I really like the effect that it has, the detoxing effect, just removing toxins, making you feel a bit cleaner inside and out, and yeah, so it's a really good detoxing chemical. The next one is vitamin D3. Now, vitamin D is something that almost all of us are deficient in, and if you actually look at the strength here, it's a really high strength one. This is 4000 IU, which is more than the daily recommended allowance. And actually, I think the daily recommended allowance is, this is something like 2000% of the daily normal recommended allowance. And the reason that it's so much higher is because the daily recommended allowance is created assuming that you're getting outside for 4 hours a day, getting enough sunlight. Most of us are not doing that, especially in winter when it's really cloudy. Most of us get nowhere near that much vitamin D. So this is why I take a really high strength vitamin D, and this is something that affects your energy, your immune system. All sorts of things in the body are affected by vitamin D3, so it's a really powerful supplement to take. So I would actually say that I'm going to move this over here to the essential supplements that I would say to take every day, and then I'm going to sort of filter these out to show you essential ones on the left, non-essential on the right. So then we have milk thistle. Like I said, that's not essential. I'm going to move that over to the left now. Now this is something that I would consider essential for a vegan, and especially if you're a man. A ZMV formula, zinc, magnesium and vitamin B6, and this is a really powerful, and as you can see the recommended daily allowances, it's a lot higher than most people get. The reason this is important is because men tend to be lacking in zinc and magnesium, which are really powerful and really important energy supplements and vitamins. If you're lacking in zinc and magnesium, you're going to have a hard time, you know, having enough energy throughout the day. Mainly as a man, but also as a woman, you need to keep up your zinc and magnesium levels in particular, but also your vitamin B6, which is really important as well. It does also contain vitamin B12, which is nice. And I'm going to put this on the essential side, by the way. Most vegans, I should say, are naturally going to have a hard time getting enough vitamin B12. As you will see in this collection of vitamins here, if I actually go through what I take every day, I get way more vitamin B12 than almost anyone I know, especially even meat eaters. Like, nobody gets as much vitamin B12 that I know. So on the left hand side we have now, this is the essential supplements, vitamin D, zinc, magnesium and B6 in one compound there. The multivitamin is also an essential one, and this is something I'm taking particularly at the moment when there's this virus going around, but this is something you can take any day, every day I should say, and that is vitamin C. Vitamin C is like one of the most essential things for your immune system, and most animals produce this in huge quantities every day, but humans, however, we're not so good at getting vitamin C. Especially if you don't eat many vegetables and fruits and things, you're not going to be getting enough vitamin C. But what I like to do is just to have this every day, and that is 1000 milligrams just as a top up. And what this does is it boosts my immune system. It means that it's not going to stop me getting sick all the time. But what it is going to do is it's going to mean that when I do get sick, if I do get sick, I'm going to heal much faster than most people would. Much faster, because I have that level of vitamin C in my body. My body is going to be much more able to produce white blood cells to fight off any infections, any diseases, any viruses. And yeah, it stood the test of time. Vitamin C is an essential supplement in my opinion. So that's why that goes there on the left on the essential side. Next we have two nootropics, and I'm going to put them side by side because I kind of want to compare these two and, you know, talk about their benefits and also what's not so good about them. So as you can see here, I have OptiNeuro and I have MindLab Pro. Now, those of you who have been following me for a while know that I love my nootropics, and I see them as a very good way of boosting my brain function, thinking clearer, boosting my memory, just basically getting more done in less time. Now, I actually take both of these together, and the reason for that is that MindLab Pro contains lots of ingredients which have a lot of research behind them, Okay, so you have all sorts of things here. You have acetylcholine, bacopa moneri, lion's mane mushroom, N-acetyl-L-tyrosine, L-theanine, a whole load of stuff here which has a lot of research behind it. And what I would say is, yes, there is a huge amount of research behind those things, but for when you just need a boost, for when you need a more noticeable buzz or, you know, boost of energy, I like the OptiNeuro because it contains guarana. I think I'm saying that right. Guarana is a naturally derived caffeine source, and basically it's really easy to digest this caffeine. It also comes with L-theanine, which balances out the jittery effects of coffee. So it's almost like you're having 4 coffees, but you're also not going to feel anywhere near as jittery as you would if you'd had 4 coffees. So that's the reason I take these both together. I wouldn't say they're essential. And as I'm going to get onto the mushroom extract in a minute, the 6 complex here that I have of essential super mushrooms. But what I would say is, if you want a boost, the OptiNeuro is probably the cheaper way to go, but the MindLab Pro is the better way to go if you need to be creative and access flow state more. So that's why I have both of them. I would not consider them essential, however, and that's why they're going to go on the right hand side here. They're not essential, but they are also nice to have if you need them, if you need a boost, if you need to focus on stuff. They're nice to have there. So that's on the right hand side. These are not so essential. This is Milk Thistle, MindLab Pro and OptiNeuro. However, the nootropics, they should really kind of go in the middle. They are quite useful, but they're not essential. You don't need to have them every day, is what I'm saying. If you're just, you know, chilling out at home, you're not doing any work, there's no point taking an expensive nootropic because you don't need the focus. So going back to the essentials, vegan collagen complex. Now this is something that I've only fairly recently started supplementing, and the reason for that is that I've recently turned 26. And when you turn 25 actually, but around 25, 26 to 27, your body stops or slows down production of collagen, which means your skin and your cells in your body aren't able to regenerate and replenish themselves like they used to. So this is kind of like an anti-aging hack. If you take collagen every day, what you're doing is you're boosting your body's level of collagen so that you're just going to be better able to regenerate and recover your body. You're going to be able to heal faster, you're not going to age as fast, and it's just going to be a good thing to take. So for that reason, now that I'm 26, I do consider this an essential supplement to take. Collagen is really important, and there's a lot of research and science behind it as well. You can look this up, but yeah, if you're above the age of 25, I would recommend you look into something like a collagen complex. And as I'm a plant-based myself, I take the vegan one, which actually ended up being cheaper than the other one, so that's something to consider as well. Now, in terms of antioxidants, this is really dependent on your lifestyle. If you have a lot of things going on, if you're constantly taking in chemicals, you know, you've got chemicals and everything, you're not eating a healthy diet, you're going out to, you know, work every day in a busy suburban area with lots of electronics and Wi-Fi routers and chemicals and things, you really need to be mopping up some of those free radicals. So a free radical is what's caused when you're exposed to the chemicals too much. Your body will produce what's called free radicals, which are really dangerous. If you leave them in your body long enough, they cause massive damage, but they also cause chronic damage, which means damage slowly over time. Now, what turmeric does, and ginger to some degree, what turmeric does is it's called an antioxidant, meaning it can mop up those oxidants and free radicals. It can basically clean your body and remove those bad particles, those bad things from your body. And it does some other things as well. You know, turmeric and ginger are anti-inflammatory, so they will help with all sorts of things related to inflammation. And by the way, most diseases, most problems in the body are somehow linked to inflammation, or at the very least, inflammation makes the problems worse. So if you can reduce your inflammation, that's always a good thing. So that is the reason I take the turmeric supplement. The reason it has black pepper is kind of a very simple reason, and that is that when you take pepper with turmeric, what it means is that you can absorb it better. Almost 5 to 6 times better, actually. So that's a really big difference, and that's why they just included a little bit of pepper in there, as well as the ginger as well. So this is a really simple, it's a vegan formula, very cheap, but it's just a good thing to have. And so what I do is I take this on weekdays. There's no need to take this every day, so there's no need to, you know, go crazy with it, but I do like to take it on weekdays just to give myself a boost in antioxidants and just a general overall lift in my health. So it's not essential, but it's nice to have if you have the spare money to just get something like this. So I'm going to put that on the right hand side. And then finally we have this quite new addition, which is the mushroom complex. This has 6 essential super mushrooms basically. And if you've never taken a mushroom supplement before, it's kind of like a nootropic, but it's not quite as intense. It's more like it helps blood flow to the brain. In fact, 2 or 3 of these mushrooms, including lion's mane there, they include a number of benefits, but they mainly help blood flow to the brain. Blood flow is really important, and by the way, they do much more than just blood flow, but this is, like, I guess you could say, the main benefit of the mushroom. So increasing and improving your blood flow to the brain is going to help you with almost any task, any mental task that you're trying to do. Blood flow is going to make it easier. So this basically, there's not much point explaining too much about this. 6 mushroom extracts, as you can see here, very high dosage, very cheap, and it's also vegan. So I take this on weekdays or the weekends if I'm working on something that I need to focus on. And I'm kind of going to put that in the middle there just to finish this off, because it's not essential, but it is also more of a natural nootropic than you can find in other supplements.